We have successfully established the relationship between the customer and transactions table. We can now perform operations which combine the contents of these two tables. In fact, in the previous video, we ended things by generating this table, which is in fact a visualization based on the contents of two related tables. And now we will see that we can define DAX formulas which reference two related tables. Before we get to that, however, I'll draw our attention to the table which we already have. So we have now aggregated the total amounts in the transactions table based on the mapped regions in the customer table. However, the total amounts are not quite easy to discern given that there is no formatting which has been applied here. More precisely, there are no commas separating the numbers, so it is harder for us to figure out whether the values are in the thousands, in the hundreds of thousands, or in the millions. So we need to apply some formatting to this total amount column, which is a calculated column obtained by multiplying the quantity and the rate columns. So in this case, we can just head over to the formatting options under column tools and then click on this comma. This will apply the separators to the numbers, making things much easier to read. In fact, in the total row right below, it's now abundantly clear that this number is 54 million. Alright then, before we apply a DAX formula, which makes use of column references to multiple tables, let's just close out of this formula view and focus now on the total sales amount from the region of Canada. So, this is a value which is $314,839. And let's just say this represents a value in US dollars. Now, what if we wanted this value to be expressed in Canadian dollars instead? Well, for that, we will need a way to extract this value and then multiply it by an exchange rate. Of course, we will need to reference the region column from the customer table and then sum up the corresponding total amounts from the transactions table, which is of course precisely what this table visualization has done. But now let's see how we can do this. We will create a new measure based on a DAX formula. For this, you can navigate over from the menu over to the new measure option. As for the name of this new measure, well, since this represents the total sales in terms of Canadian dollars from the region of Canada, we call this Canada sales in CAD. As for the formula to be applied for this, well, what we really need is this value of 314,839